Ready? It's Wednesday, September 14th, 2022, 5:45 a.m. This special meeting of the Board of Commissioners is called to order. City Clerk, will you call the roll?
Yes, it's PM. Mayor Hendricks,
Here.
Vice Mayor Andrews.
Here.
Commissioner Taglerini,
Here.
Commissioner Kerr,
Here.
Commissioner Hudson.
Here. First is public comment. If there's anyone that would like to make a public comment, step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes and do not include anything that is on tonight's agenda. Okay, since there's no public comment, we'll move on to public hearings. Ordinance number 2022-26, establishing the tentative millage rate for fiscal year 2023, first reading and public hearing.
Would you like me to read that, Mayor?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to read this ordinance in its entirety. I'll try to do it fairly quickly. This is ordinance 2022-26, an ordinance of the city of Madeira Beach, Florida, establishing the tentative millage rate for the fiscal year 2022, providing and announcing the name of the taxing authority, the rollback millage rate, the percentage increase over the rollback millage rate, and the millage rate to be levied, and providing for an effective date. Whereas Florida statute section 200.065 requires the adoption of the millage rate by a separate vote and prior to the adoption of the budget. And whereas Florida statutes section 200.065 requires that prior to the adoption of the millage levy ordinance, the following be publicly announced: the name of the taxing authority, the rollback millage rate, the percentage increase over the rollback millage rate, and the millage rate to be levied. And whereas in no event may the millage rate adopted exceed the millage rate tentatively adopted. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the City of Madeira Beach, Florida, that Section 1, the name of the taxing authority is the City of Madeira Beach. Section 2, the rollback millage rate for fiscal year 2023 is 2.4141 per $1,000. Section 3, the fiscal year 2023 proposed millage rate is 13.91% higher than the rollback rate. Section 4, that the millage rate to be levied for the fiscal year 2023 shall be 2.7500 per $1,000. And Section 5, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its adoption. That was the reading of ordinance 2022-26 by title only. I'm sorry, in its entirety. And I just want to correct, the title should read fiscal year 2023 in the title.
Okay. Is there any discussion amongst the commission? I know we've had several meetings on this already.
Andrew, I have one quick question, just for clarification for everyone. Basically, this is exactly what we had last year. There's no changes to the millage rate. There's no change to the rollback rate. Everything is exactly going forward what it was in the last budget.
The millage rate has been the same since I believe it was fiscal year 2019 when it was increased upon issuing the stormwater debt. So it's been the same now going on for the last 4 fiscal years. So the increase in revenue from about $4,052,800, which was what was budgeted in 22, to now $4,667,264, which is an increase of about $614,000. That's due to increased property values.
Perfect. Thank you.
We did not increase the millage rate.
Any other discussion? Are there any public comments? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 2022-26.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
City Clerk, will you call the roll?
Vice Mayor Andrews.
Yes.
Commissioner Hudson,
Yes.
Commissioner Kerr,
Yes.
Commissioner Taglerini,
Yes.
Mayor Hendricks.
Yes.
The motion carried 5-0.
Next is ordinance 2022-27, adopting the budget for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2022, and ending September 30th, 2023. First reading and public hearing. Mr. Trask.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to read this ordinance in its entirety as well. This is ordinance 2022-27, an ordinance of the city of Madeira Beach, Florida, adopting the tentative budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2022, and ending September 30th, 2023, and providing for an effective date. Whereas Florida Statute Section 166.241 requires the adoption of a budget each fiscal year, and whereas the amount available from taxation and other sources, including balances brought forward from prior years, must equal the total appropriations for expenditures and reserves. And whereas at a minimum, the adopted budget must show for each fund as required by law and sound financial practices, budgeted revenues and expenditures by organizational unit, which are at least at the level of detail required for the annual financial report required under section 218.32(1). Whereas the adopted budget must regulate expenditures of the municipality, and an officer of a municipal government may not expend or contract for expenditures in any fiscal year except as pursuant to the adopted budget. And whereas the city of Madeira Beach tentative fiscal year 2023 budget is balanced, is presented at a level of detail required to file the annual financial report, and shall regulate expenditures of the city for the period beginning October 1, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the city of Madeira Beach, Florida, that section 1, the tentative budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023, attached hereto as Exhibit A, is hereby adopted. Section 2, that this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its adoption. That was a reading of ordinance 2022-27 in its entirety.
Thank you. Is there any discussion amongst the commission? Are there any public comments on this item? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2022-27, adopting the budget for fiscal year 2023, first reading.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
City Clerk, will you call the roll?
Commissioner Hud,
Yes.
Commissioner Kerr,
Yes.
Commissioner Taglerini,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Andrews.
Yes.
Mayor Hendricks.
Yes.
The motion carried 5-0.
Having no more business for this special meeting, this meeting is adjourned at 5:52 PM.